We back. We are back. We are black. We are black. Black in the building. It's your man, Young Angel in the building. What's going on? First on, Angie joined. What's up? It's your man, Dean Edwards. Welcome to another one. Aisha 724. I see you. Hi. Mama be styling. Deb. L. I see y'all. We about to start off, man. Welcome to another Futhamuckin Protocol on a Monday night. It's a live joint. Italian glam. Elijah James. Mama Styling, we see you. Hi to everybody. We have a special episode tonight. They're all special episodes because they're all good friends that are coming on. Bone to Flow. Slagato. What's up, El Noop? April. Fremos, what up, son? I see you, April. How you doing? Everybody's coming on. How you been, man? Good to see you. I hope you're having a good. I know you missed the stage, son, and them cruises. As high as my electricity bill. No, I'm not. I'm high on life, man. My man Magic, what up? Doc Austin, I see you. Why am I not playing the music? I'm playing this is my guest, this is her song. I'm playing her song. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right, man. Missed the stages, but not the cruises. That check is nice though, isn't it? The check is nice. Magic, what up, man? Good talking to you earlier. Samo, what up? What up? How y'all doing? We got my girl Tiffany Haddish is coming on. Look, look at that. There she is. She's coming. Turn up, pump up the volume. We're already. There she go.
Hey.
Tiff, what up?
What up?
Chilling. How you doing, man?
I'm good. In here.
Good. You know what? Because everybody's volume settings are different. So look, I'm putting in my Bluetooth so I can hear you clearly. Boom. I'm put on my Bluetooth so there's no and either.
Oh, okay. Should I put it?
Okay.
Mine is about to be dead though.
No, that's all right. I can hear you fine. If you can hear me, you good. Can you hear me?
Instead.
Much better. What's up, Tim? Yo, let me just for all the people, because I see the numbers just jump. Just care more. What up? I know we have a lot of people checking out the live podcast right now. This is the Futhamuckin Protocol. We do this every Monday at 11 p.m. And I am Dean Edwards. I love having, some of my favorite people, which are comedians, all good friends of mine, Tiffany Haddish, one of the hottest young comics on the planet right now. Burning things, doing big things. We love her.
We try to do big.
Nah, we ain't trying. You doing, girl. And I appreciate you coming on. I reached out to Tiffany a couple weeks ago because my eldest daughter just graduated from high school, and yes, respect. and Tiffany, she did a solid and gave my daughter a nice shout out and got on the Zoom and gave some words of wisdom. Which, you know what? Before I even get into anything, tell the people the advice that you gave her, which was hilarious but real.
Was it too crazy? I felt like maybe she
not at all
doing that, but
not at all.
My advice was to save 10 cents from every dollar that she get. If she saved 10 cents from every single dollar, every single one, even if somebody loaned her some money, she say 10 cents from that, she'd be able to buy a house by the time she's 25.
Exactly. Nah, listen, my wife and I, we had no problem with said advice at all. She just gave a thumbs up. Because you know what, especially I think what you saying that was so important for not just her but also the other young people that were on that Zoom, because it let them know. I don't think people sit down and talk to their children enough about the value of not only earning a dollar, but saving a dollar.
Yeah, but just financial literacy in itself needs to be talked about more. Like, I've been educating myself on financial literacy personally over the last years. You know, you get homeless enough times, you start trying to figure out how this money works. Okay?
I know that's right.
You sleep in your car enough times in the winter time, you're going to be like, how do I figure it out?
Right.
I've been teaching myself, and I think education is so important, and going to school is so important. But what we have to remember is school doesn't teach you how to be an entrepreneur, how to be a business owner, how to, acquire money and then make that money grow for you. That's you gotta learn on your own. That's outside. School teach you how to be an employee.
Right, dig it. Say that again.
And if you kind of a little bit halfway broke, you're gonna keep on being that employee.
Right.
Well, check the check. We're gonna have an employee always.
Well, I think a lot of people are experiencing that right now with the COVID-19 quarantine. Is that people that were used to, everyone's dreaming about something bigger, but in the meantime, living check to check. And now a lot of people are waiting on that government stimulus. A lot of people are waiting on that unemployment check. And right now is the time I suggest that people take the time to figure out what they really want to do and are good at, and chase that passion.
Take 10 cents from every dollar of that stimulus check. That's what. That's $120. Put $120 aside every time you get one. But you should always, like, the goal is to have 6 months to a year of money sitting to the side. So in case something happens, you can live. At least that's my goal. Right now, I'm at about a 3-year mark. I can live 3 years on oodles and noodles and the stuff growing out my backyard if I don't make another dime ever again. I would 3 actually would probably be good for the rest of my life, because I got my own food, I own my land. I just have to pay my property tax. Yeah, I'll be all right.
I think you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And you know what? I want to take it back because like last week we had our good friend Tony Rock on, and I I do this. I love doing this, not only because we've known each other now almost 20 years since the like '01, right?
Yeah.
And we've broken bread in the back of the comedy clubs. We done hung out, but there are people that are on here right now that are watching, and I want them to know your story, because when you and I spoke 2 weeks ago, we were just kicking it for like 40 minutes, and I said, "Yo, I'm getting goosebumps now just reflecting on that conversation, because your story is so inspiring, right? Your story is so inspiring. You spoke about being homeless, but I want to take it back even further than that to your youth. Like, when did you first realize you were funny?
I first realized, here go the thing. I always knew I had a good sense of humor, but I didn't realize I was funny until probably to 6th grade, about 11, 12.
11, 12, okay.
Yeah, when the boys was clowning me like they always did, but I started coming back with jokes. Like, I started coming back at them. And they'd be like, "Oh, you a dirty unicorn," and I'd be like, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna stab you with my unicorn horn," because I had a wart growing out my forehead right here. And no matter how many times I cut it off, it would grow back bigger and bigger and bigger. I had to get that specially treated. And
shout out to the dermatologist.
Shout out to the dermatologist who told my grandma I was a wart, and my grandma was like, "Oh, I know a recipe for that." You ain't got to worry about going there. That's all we needed, Mr. Dr. Man. I got a recipe. And she did what she had to do. But it's funny because, I watched this movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it was a scene in the movie where the detective said to the rabbit, "Why are people doing all these nice things for you?" He said, "Because I make them laugh, Eddie. If you make them laugh, people will do anything for you." And that's the ticket. That's how I'm going to get people to help me do my homework. That's how I'm going to get this whole thing called school. I'm going to make kids laugh, and they're going to let me copy their stuff and they test, and they did. So
right.
Basically made it through.
The power of comedy. But I love that you learned early on, and I think most people that wind up living this dream of living a life in comedy, or even just entertainers, you realize the power in holding court, holding an audience, but even more importantly, when you know how to make people laugh, everybody wants to be down with you, right? Whether the jocks, whether it's the goths, whether it's the burnouts, everybody at school wants to laugh.
Right. Then you can go into any social circle.
Right.
What I also noticed I was really good at is making people feel like I was listening to them, like they were being heard. And I think that's a really important skill to have, because if you really listen to somebody, you can pick up on tidbits, and then you can use that later to get their homework to copy.
I love that your whole motivation was getting your homework done. That's such a comic approach. It's because you could have just done it. You're like, I don't feel like doing this work.
Not that I didn't feel like it. I couldn't. I didn't know how. Like, I could only read it to a certain level. I could only do things to a certain level. But I could copy all day. I can plagiarize, you know, some math homework and some, you know, change a few words. Man, I remember I used to have these essays I used to have to do. We used to have to do story writing in English class. And I would just get, like, books from the library that looked old and different. And I would copy the words, and the words that were really big words, I would use a thesaurus to change the word. And I would get like B's and A's, sometimes a C. I'd be like, dang, you giving Garfield a C? Really? Garfield? That's how you feeling? But I would change his name to George.
I was the king of the thesaurus, because I was when I started rapping when I was like 14, and I always wanted to have a word that was bigger than, you know, anybody could say something was good, but you wanted to say, I'm devastating, right? You know, because you had more syllables. So I used to just go through and try to find words that had like at least 4 syllables in them to impress people.
So you know about syllables. I didn't even know about syllables. I learned about that at 16, like Tiffany.
Tiffany Haddish.
That's how I do syllables. I'd be like, and give me a word with 7 syllables. You'd be like, okay, supercalifragilistic. No, wait, that's too many.
Right. But that's how Black women talk. Like when y'all get into it, everything has a syllable pause. It's the syllabic pause.
Exactly.
Yes. So you were you one of the students when you were in school? Were you a student that teachers would say, because being a good listener, which also serves you well now as an actress, right? Because you know, acting isn't just about delivering; it's also about connecting with not only your character but the character you're reading against. Right. And so, would you say that's helped you as an actress as well?
Oh, dramatically, because I'm able to respond without necessarily having to say anything.
Right.
And it's a certain level of understanding when you know what's going on in the scene. When you're listening to them, it really pans out to be quite good.
Right. Quite good. Devastating, even.
Yes, devastatingly good.
Devastatingly good. So you graduate high school. I'm imagining do you just skate by? You just make it? You do decent? Are you like an average student?
Okay. So I was getting in trouble a lot for talking too much in class, you know, because I'm a people person. So my social worker was getting tired of coming up to the school, and she was like, you got 2 choices. You can go to Laugh Factory Comedy Camp, or you can go to psychiatric therapy. I chose the comedy camp, and that's where I met a lot of you guys, a lot of my comedy buddies. And, and I was I was 15, about to be 16 at the time. And then, you know, it was the first time that a man told me I was smart, and I didn't feel like, and he told me I was beautiful, and I didn't feel like, oh, something bad is going to happen to me, you know, and it really started making me think outside the box. And like, I had really got good at reading at that point, and got good at a few other things. And so like, they were teaching me how to formulate jokes, and I was like, oh, I need to learn this. I need to do that. So I was taking like college prep classes at like a community college. So I was getting high school credits for those classes too. And I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was doing bar mitzvahs. Like, I was doing all this stuff. So I graduated with not maybe the highest GPA, but I did have a whole lot of extra credits. I had a lot of credits, right? And so I applied to NYU. I got accepted, and then I found out how much it cost, and I was like, community college, here I come. Because I could not wrap around my little brain how to pay that kind of money every 6 months. like, really? Every
Right.
6 months, not for the whole year? Like, so, yeah, that bothered me. I went to community college. I was doing stand-up like full time. I got homeless as hell because I got emancipated from
hold on, don't rush past that. Don't rush past that. Go back to you got emancipated. How did you get emancipated?
Well, I was in foster care. So
Okay.
once you turn a certain age and you're out of high school, they eject you from the system. You get
right. Okay.
emancipated.
Right. So when that happens, are you off on your own, or do you have an apartment? Are you staying with friends?
No,
you're in your car.
You on your own. You on your own.
Right.
And luckily I had saved up my money, 10 cents.
Okay. Okay. Boom, boom.
Right. And I was able to get myself a car, and I was like sleeping on people's couches and in my car. And
what was your first car?
A 1995 Geo Metro. You seen that?
Boom,
you seen
boom.
It?
Yes.
You seen it, the little red?
Yes.
Sounds like a lawnmower.
How many miles did your car have on it? How much did you pay for your car when you got it, and approximately how many miles did it have on it?
First of all, I paid too much for it because I got it at Ugly Duckling. So the car was worth like $5,000. I probably paid $10,000 or $11,000 for it. It's just super stupid. Didn't have no financial literacy.
You didn't know, right?
Didn't know about interest rates. Learned that the hard way.
Right.
And then what was the question? What kind of car would? So when I got the car, it had 86,000 miles on it already. Already too many goddamn miles.
Right.
Already,
Right.
And then by the time I stopped driving the car, it had over 1,500,000 miles or something like that.
Shoot. Well, you got your money's worth.
Yeah, I was driving it to all the comedy gigs. Yeah. I drove it to Vegas, Santa Barbara. Like I was hitting it in that car.
Right. No, and that's what people don't realize. And this is something for everybody that's watching that doesn't know.
Mexico, man.
Yo, when you have a car as a new artist, but specifically as a new comic, everybody that is getting booked will book you on the gigs because you're their ride, right?
Yep.
Like, listen. When I first started, like there were other dudes that were ahead of me in line as far as getting opportunities, but they were like, "Yo, Dean got a Hyundai. Dean got that Hyundai." So they're like, yo, Dean, I'll give you 200 to open for. I was like, I'd have done it for 100. But you drove it to Mexico. That's
I drove
funny.
it to Mexico. I mean, I drove it so much. You know how it gets to that last number, the big number on the odometer.
Odometer, yeah.
9, right? And then the 9 rolled away, and then it went back to 0. And then it's a 500. My phone was like, it was electrical shit. I had duct tape to hold the motherfucking what you call that?
The bumper?
The tank that hold the radiator fluid. The tank that hold the radiator fluid.
The radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that tank that hold the radiator fluid. Yeah, the radiator. Yeah. So that was like in there with duct tape and coat hangers. Like that was rolling on a shoestring.
I did the coat hanger. This is funny how we just turned this into terrible car stories. I remember my car. I got hit in the Bronx. Right. I was driving my car. I was on the Bruckner Expressway in South Bronx, and I was coming home from a gig, and it was late at night, and I could see the headlights approaching me, and you know when you see them coming, you're like, hey, you coming kind of pow, and they hit me. And as I went to get out, them sped off, but now my bumper was hanging off the back, so I had to take 2 hangers, right, and stick them through, and just use that. I ain't had no duct tape, but that held it together. But these, those are your humble beginnings. You never forget those.
Never forget
those.
Never forget. So one night I left a comedy club. I might have had a few. I might have been a little, and
perhaps, right.
And when I come out of the, you know how you be in that Laugh Factory parking lot behind the club, behind the
yeah.
And I had came out of there and I dinged the wall and my headlight popped out, right?
Uh-huh.
So the headlight popped out and I put some tape on that to put it back in, right? And so then I rolled up to the club one day and I want to say it was Godfrey. Godfrey was like, damn, why your car look like Rocky? Why your car look like it's been in a real bad boxing match? Like, Adrian, I'm gonna make it to the club today. It was like Tiffany on a busted roller skate. I mean, he stood outside that club and clowned my car for at least an hour. Like,
but that's what's beautiful about what we do, because you could either wallow in your misery and try to do that, but comics, we don't care because we all go through something too. Yes. And so no matter how bad you're doing, you know somebody else is having a bad day too. So as soon as you pull up in the hoopty, everybody's like, damn.
They used to be like, what's wrong with your coochie, Tiffany? I'm like, what do you mean? What do I think? They're like, no, what's wrong with it? Because your car is horrible. You need to raise the quality of men you sleeping with up. How you driving this kind of car? You must not be sexually active. Because if you're sexually active, something is wrong. Like, oh man. I'm like, I don't do things for cars. I do things to heal. That was so stupid.
Real talk though, that's one thing I always I think all the comics appreciated and respected about you, because we respected you as one of us, right? Like nobody, like, you know, I've had friends as you found success, right, and moved up the ladder. Friends like, yo, Tiffany fine. I'm like, that's just Tiffany, you know, because you like our sister, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, obviously you're a beautiful young lady, and yeah, but we've always been like, nah, Tiffany's just one of us, you know, and ready to scrap. I remember we were at the Def Comedy Jam 25th anniversary special taping out in Beverly Hills, and there was, at the end of the show, y'all, the producers said they wanted to get like a class photo. So anybody that had done the show come on stage. So we on stage and everybody's lining up. And there was a dude that was he just wanted to be down. And everybody else is ignoring it. And here goes Tiffany, straight out of South Central. She's like, hey, dude, you ain't supposed to be up here.
Because we didn't earn it. We worked our asses off to get here. How many nights did you perform for like little rooms, or get booed, or like just get bumped, or drove 100, 200 miles, millions of miles? Like he didn't earn it. He didn't put the work in, as far as I was concerned, and I wasn't finna let him get none of what we earned.
No, I love it. I was like, cause y'all have to understand, we were all fly, like everybody. Tiffany's in a fly gown. I'm in blazer down. Everybody looking G'd up, and Tiffany was like ready to take her heels off and put on some Vaseline.
Hey, no, you ain't supposed to be up here. I watch every episode. No, you're not supposed to be up here. Get them, move.
Right. And he did.
And he did.
Bye. When would you say you started finding your rhythm? Because I finally, we met obviously once you were a working comic, but I remember you telling me about the comedy camp, which actually made me go. And anytime I was in LA during the summer, I would go, Jamie, hey buddy, can you come down to the comedy camp and do, and after doing it one time, I was like, yo, anytime y'all need me to come down here, because it was so refreshing to give back and see like young cats, you know, little teenagers that were, you know, had their little books full of jokes and working them out. And you came from that. So talk about the importance of how that not only affected you, but also affected you sort of reaching back, because you still do that. You still reach back.
Yeah, I still go up there and I still do that. It affected me in such a tremendous way, because it was like, I didn't have a lot of male role models in my life. There wasn't a lot of men around me. The men that were around me weren't necessarily good guys, you know, and here I am at the comedy club, and I will be the first to say there's a lot of comedians out here that are not that great of a guy, but they can be helpful. And I'll just put that disclaimer out there because,
right.
You know. Anyways,
I got you.
Because there's shit going on in the world right now that a lot of people I know this. Oh, I didn't know you was into that. Okay, but anyways, it was a place where I felt safe, and you know, they would take their time with helping me to write a joke, teaching me about the who, what, when, where, why, like this basic stuff that you would learn in English class, but also like about the cadence. I remember Quincy Jones came, and I was like, what's Quincy Jones old ass doing up there? Like, what he got to do with comedy? Like,
right.
And he was talking about how comedy is like music, and how you use your voice and the tones that you use, and when you hit like the B or a P word, and how that can resonate, and the power of 3 not only works in comedy, but it also works in music. And that's why so many comedians want to be musicians, and so many musicians want to be comedians, and so on and so forth. But,
and then you have Jamie Foxx that does both so well.
right. And Eddie Murphy too.
Eddie, of course. Who could forget Mr. Murphy?
I party all the time. But,
he parties all the time.
But yeah, that's what it did for me. It gave me confidence and communication skills. It made me not afraid to talk to men and communicate with men. It really, I had big brothers, you know, and still to this day, like, you're my big brother, you know, Dane, we have our ups and downs, but that's like family, you know. Of course. Who is like the whitest man I know, but has worked more black rooms than you and I together. Yeah. You know, and
a lot longer before us, way before us. You know?
I mean, he was opening up for Frank Sinatra. You know, so to be able to hear those stories about Sammy Davis Jr., who I admire, you know, and you know, to be able to that was the first time I met the Wayans.
Can I suggest? Speaking of Sammy Davis Jr., anybody out there, if you get a chance, read this book. Yes, I Can. Sammy Davis Jr. autobiography. It's thick, but it's a powerful book.
Is it on audio yet? Is it on Audible?
It's an old book, so probably. But there's certain books I like to actually feel and read, and I read that book years ago, and that changed my approach as a performer, because you know that there are times that we go on stage and you just really aren't feeling it. You're not in the mode or mood. And Sammy, looking at everything he went through when he had to enter a club through the back, but perform in front of all white audiences and then leave out the back, you know, that maybe, and him saying to the opener, listen, look, man, I know that you're going to go out there and do a great job. I asked you to give at least 90% because I'm going to give 100%. And Sammy Davis Jr. would go out there, dance, sing. He told jokes. He had gun tricks. Like, this dude, he committed his whole body, his whole being to performing at the highest level possible, right? And so that book reminded me that I have to do that every time I go on stage, even if I'm not in the mood, because that's the gift. That's the gift of what we do, right? Is that people have spent good money to come and escape whatever's holding them down, whatever's burdening them down, so that we could give them something special and have them leave with a new memory. I just got heavy. Sometimes you gotta get heavy on them, you know. But it's a great book.
Look, now here goes a suggestion. I might sound crazy, but maybe you should look into seeing if it's already an Audible book or not, and if it's not, maybe you should be the voice of the book and do it.
Hey, look, see, and that's her producer hat. That's Tiffany's producer hat. And that's why we love her, because she just put that idea in my head, and I will be pursuing that. Now that you said that, that's actually a great idea.
I mean, it's not
and listen, voiceover has been very good to this household. So yes, that's a great idea. That's a really great idea.
You know what I find cool about? Like, I believe in that 110% that you got to give your all when you go on stage. But sometimes, especially when what I learned about like making sure there's time for me to rest, because sometimes there's no time to rest, and then you go on stage and you can't give your all because your body is not where it needs to be. So That was a very hard lesson that I had to learn in front of the world. But I learned it. But I learned it.
Look, and I was good. I'm gonna get to that because what was your first because I thought your first TV break was Def Jam, but was it Who Got Jokes?
Yeah, Who Got Jokes was the first time I was on television doing stand up.
Okay. Was that when it sort of felt real to you, like, yo, there's a way to take this to another level?
Not quite. I mean, it felt like I was on the right path. I felt like I was going down the right lane. Not quite sure if it was going to actually become anything. I just knew I was having a good time, that I was really enjoying the experience. And so I was just happy with that. Right.
When did it feel like shout out to Rodney Perry. I see you, Rodney.
Rodney!
Rodney, what up?
It was my second paid gig when we did for the city of Los Angeles, and they paid me in Dada shoes. So I don't really consider it a paid gig. But we did it for Department of Children's Services, and they paid me in Dada shoes. That was too small for me.
Did you wear them still? You still wore them?
No, I tried. They were a size 8, and I wear a 9.5, so it was an issue.
Oh, okay. Nah. So when would you say was your first big break TV wise? Because I know like Def Comedy Jam was the first thing I did that made me say, oh, okay, this is the big, and also because we had the season I did, it was All Star, so everybody hosted from Chris Rock to Jamie Foxx. Chappelle hosted my episode. So would you say that was when you felt, because I remember that was what, in 06, 07 you taped?
That was in 07, and I thought maybe this could be something really big, and then it came out and like not much happened. It never really happened. And so then I really felt like I made it though when I did the Arsenio Hall show, because that's the show I always wanted to do. And that's when I feel like things really started to take off.
Yeah. I was you had my taping. I have a picture. I'm gonna post that picture tomorrow. Because we have a picture in the dressing room. You in a red dress. It was me, Hugh Moore, Rich, and a bunch of us. But I remember when you did Arsenio, and you know what? You've always had a light. Like that like is really about like, taking whatever you have inside of you and illuminating it. And when you did that set, I remember Arsenio was blown away by your energy so much, and then you became a correspondent on the show, if I'm not correct.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Like 7, 8 episodes, and I felt like that was like life changing for me and like monumental. It was something I could rub in my mother's face, like, because she used to whoop me for sneaking and watching Arsenio. We had one of them little black and white TVs, and I would pull it into the closet and I would watch Arsenio, and she would whip my ass out the closet. And then I got to be on Arsenio, and I was like, yeah, I'm on Arsenio Hall now. See, I was watching it for a reason, Mom. You ever hear trying to be like stuff? And she's like, well, good for you, I guess. Like, and that turned into a whole lot doing that show. That's how Terry saw me, and then I got on his series, and then I got on Carmichael's show, which led to Keanu, which led to Girls Trip, which led to
Right. No, but that's also important, because you never know. You hear that in Hollywood so often when people say, man, do it and always deliver at your highest level, because you never know who's in the audience.
Right.
In that particular instance, Arsenio, because that was Arsenio's show return to TV. And as it returned, we were all excited, because we all came up on Arsenio, right? We all, I was the same way. Like, I don't care what I was doing on weeknights. If I didn't set my VCR, I was actually sitting in front of TV watching Arsenio. And I was upset when they got canceled. When
I was so upset.
Yeah, I was tight. I was real tight.
Yeah.
Because that was for us, and no disrespect, shout out to all the other late night shows, but it was nice to have something that was ours, that felt like ours, organically. And yeah, it was same for me. It was a dream. I actually had a T-shirt, his old model or the tag for his show was it's a night thing, right? It's a night thing, right? And I had a T-shirt because he had a contest when I first started comedy, and I sent this tape in and I didn't get it, but they sent me a T-shirt back, so I kept it. And Owen Smith, the night of the show, I went to tape. I brought that shirt just to show him it, but Owen was like, "Nah, you gotta wear that." I was like, "You think so?" So I wore it, did my set, and then at the end of the set, I went like this, and Arsenio was like, "Yo," it was just a nice moment because he was one of those dudes that I looked up to coming up. You know what I mean? So it was a nice moment. So Keanu, bigger than all that, we fast forwarded because I thought you showed in Keanu not just your comedic chops, but your chops as a serious actress, because everything wasn't big, right?
Right.
And explain to the people that are watching the difference between straight comedy, because there is a difference. There's a difference between stand-up versus delivering your lines and actually acting.
Right. There's a huge difference. So on stage, when I'm doing stand-up, I think things are just a little, it's like me, but a little bit more heightened as far as like energy level. But in front of camera, in a scene with other people, you want to bring that down because the camera's like right here. The camera's close. Right. And it might be too much. So you want to bring that down, and you're doing things, you're being based in reality as much as possible. And you want the audience to lean in, and you want them to go on this journey with you. So depending on what type of character you're playing. In Keanu, I was playing a gangster that was like, second in command of this gang, and actually I was an undercover cop the whole time. Right. So I'm playing hard and all that, but I'm a professional, educated woman. And it was so funny when I did the audition. They was like, "Yeah, she played the gangster really good, but can she be non-urban? Can she play non-urban?" I was like, "What did they want to know?" My manager's like, "Yeah, they want to know if you can do it not urban." I was like, "So they don't want me to be black? They want me to be a different kind of black?" I was like, "That's not a problem." Right. Told them to have me come in, and I went in, and I had like a business suit on and everything. And I was like, "Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here." And I did the scene, and they're like, "Whoa, you're a different person. You're a completely different person." I'm like, "Yeah, but this is my professional side, This is my white side." Right. And how about this? You're an actress. You're an actor. And so you have range and can do that, And also what's funny is that's just the opposite of what people of color normally get, because normally you'll go in and they'll give you the note. Can you black it up? Can you and they won't say it because it's PC, so they'll say, "Can you, do it up?" Yeah, give me a little more sass. Can I get some more sass, a little more attitude, a little more gangster, more urban, more street, more, hood, if you may.
Right. Have you ever, I'm going to come back to Keanu, but have you ever read for something where they did that and it made you feel uncomfortable, where you just were like, nah?
Yeah, totally. A bunch of projects, a bunch of stuff I auditioned for. And they're like, "Yeah, we need a more urban." And I was like, "Any more urban than this?" And I'm not comfortable. Not comfortable. And I'll leave. Or I'll be like, "No, I'm not comfortable with that." And they'll start walking out the door, and they're like, "What about this other part? What about this part?"
Okay.
And then they're like, "Okay, I'll do this code reading of this part." And really, I'm just like, I'm already over it. I just do the code reading just to have the experience of, doing it. But at that point, I don't even want to really be a part of the project.
Right. Well, because they essentially have shown their true colors.
Yeah.
They've told you what they think of you, and you're like, "Oh, well, I don't want to be on this set."
Yeah, you don't know me. I mean, I get that a lot. People say that I'm out here like cooning, or I'm portraying black stereotypes and stuff. People are always saying that, and I'm like, first of all, there's stereotypes for a reason, because there are people that are that way. And I do come from the environment of some stuff. It's not like It's not like I was raised in the suburbs and my mom and dad were like doctors and lawyers.
You're not a Huxtable.
Many homes. I've lived with many different types of people. I got street smarts like it ain't nobody business, and I know how to do a variety of things. I can fit in any environment. I just need to know what it is. That's it.
Right. But you also, I mean, you know, because you do have range, because you taught yourself Japanese. I still, to this day, I tell people that story that you said you wanted to be the first Black woman on a Japanese soap opera.
Yeah, I'm still working towards that.
Yeah. Ohio, that's it. Ohio gozaimasu. That's it. And I don't know, you have to Ohio gozaimasu. But that's impressive. That's impressive that you've always struck me as someone that once you set your mind on something, you went for it. You know, you've been fearless in that matter, which is commendable.
Yeah, last year I put in a whole bunch of time and I learned some Hebrew. I'm still learning more and more every day. It's a full-on language. You can't learn. Like, I learned what I needed to learn in 5 months, and I'm still learning every single day, taking on Hebrew. Like, I think my next venture is going to be some Chinese. Got to figure out which one of them. There's many languages in Chinese, many dialects, I guess. And then I want to try to get down some Russian and some French. But the Chinese, I'm trying to figure out, I guess it'll be Mandarin is the most popular because
Mandarin is
this is about to be the United States of the Dominican of China. So
of China, right.
The United States of the Republic of China. So
Have you been to China?
Yes, I have been to China.
Vacation or work?
I went on vacation. I went on a Groupon. Me and my friend, we went. China's not my favorite place. But
why not? Why?
But they're not very, you know, they're not very people friendly. I'm gonna just put it like that. I'm gonna put it like that. Yeah, I thought I was gonna go to jail in China. I thought I was gonna have to. Yeah,
really?
I was gonna mollywop some bitches in China. They was making the hood come out in China. I was like, look here, bitch. I got your niggas. I got all your niggas and all your blacks. Like, I was gonna whip some ass for the ancestors, you know. But my friend, she kept me in check. So I just turned over a tray of bacon. But yeah, I almost went to jail in China because it's so compact there, you know. Like when you get in the elevator, it's like everybody in the elevator, like sardines up against you. When you get on the train, like there's so like people are pushing on the train, and then a man was like filling me up and like trying to grab my ass on the train. I'm not having that.
Yeah,
you think you're gonna just grab on this beautiful black ass and not take me to dinner or nothing, sir? I don't think so.
He never seen it.
So, Mr. Kim.
He was blown away. He was like, oh, so soft.
No, he looked at me like it was something wrong with me. He was looking at me. He's like, looking at me all crazy. I'm like, get your motherfucking hands off my ass. I was going on.
Yo, we went to Japan in November. And I thought traffic and congestion was bad in New York City, but they won because we were trying. There were 8 of us, family, 8 of us trying to get on the train. Every time the train stopped, there was a guy that was standing on the platform just to tuck people into the train, and you just saw people backing in. Like, that's what was funny. People would walk up, turn around, and try to just shimmy in. So when I finally got on, there was a woman that was probably up to here on me, and she was standing behind me. And I'm a big black man, New York City, and I was like, I don't need an international incident to go down. So I was trying to tuck because I was like, I don't want to like, oh, you know. I was like, I want no problem. And my family is with me too. So this, like, you wedge yourself in. You wedge yourself in and ride.
Right.
And it was dumb quiet. Yeah, and nobody talks on the train.
No, nobody says nothing. It's silent.
Yeah.
So when I'm like, motherfucker, get your hand off my head. The hell you think this shit is? It's a situation.
Did you go over recently? Like, did you go over after you had some notoriety?
No, I went before I even shot Girls Trip. We shot Girls Trip in 2016. About 2 months before we shot Girls Trip, I went to China. So people were still trying to take pictures with me though, just because I was black.
You were exotic, exotic.
Which I didn't like that either. I'm like, are they trying to take a picture so they can go back to their little village and make fun of me? I'm not feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Get it off.
I got that on same thing in China. We were at a train station and I'm talking to the promoter who's Australian. This is a white dude. And we kicking it and I see a dude just come over and he's just like, and I knew what it was because people like, yo, you're 6'4" and you have a lot of people gonna stare. So I like, that's been my life. So I'm no biggie. But here's the ill part. So after staring for like 5 minutes, he left. And then he came back like 10 minutes later and this fool had his phone recording me, right? He was recording me. But I wasn't mad at that. What annoyed me was he had his flash on. It was daytime, Tiffany. I was like, I'm not that dark. I'm not this dark. I don't need a flashlight on me. I was offended.
Disrespectful, man. Maybe.
And then when I aimed my camera at him, I took my phone out. I aimed it at him. Then he was like, "Ew, easy." I was like, "Well, hold on, son."
Yeah.
Flash is good for you. It's good for me. I'm putting this on. I was like, "You gonna be on Instagram?"
That part. Oh,
Black in China.
Instagram? Did you put it on Instagram?
It is. I'll send it to you later because it is funny. I think the caption I put was, "I wonder why he was staring at me," and Jay Farrow puts, "Because you're black, Dean." Because you're black. So you do Girls Trip. At what point do you realize that you've just done something special that's life changing? Because that's really a trajectory changer.
I guess, I knew I was doing something special when we were doing it. I didn't know if it would be life-changing, but I knew it would be special.
Right.
And I would say that I knew it was special, like this is something big when people started saying, oh, Tiffany Haddish stole the movie, which I was offended by. I was offended by it first because I'm like, first of all, I didn't steal nothing. I don't steal. That's not my MO. I did as I was told. They let me play. I played.
Right.
But oh man, yeah. And when I went to the movie theater to watch it, like I snuck into a theater, sat in the back of the theater. I was eating it like an In-N-Out burger, sit back there watching it and like listening to the people laugh and how they're like, yeah, girl, and all this stuff. And as they're walking out, they're talking to each other like, who is this girl? Like, oh, I really like her. And then I said to the lady, thank you very much. She said, oh, shit, bitch, I love you. Let me tell you. And I was like, this is going to change my life.
Yeah, yeah. That was what you wanted to happen when you did Def Comedy Jam. It didn't happen, but it happened like a decade later.
Yeah, a whole decade later. Pretty much.
Yeah. So then the movie hits, and I mean, you were like a dynamo because suddenly we all knew you, but now I was like, yo, everybody's talking about her, and then I was like, yo, soccer moms, are starting. Oh, you know what? I love. You know I love that Tiffany Haddish. She's so, parents at my kid's school. Do you know that Tiffany Haddish? I was like, oh yeah, that's Tiffany. They're like, oh, she is so funny. I'm like, and to me, that's when I was like, yeah, she just did something. She just did something that's like clicking with them without having to. What was dope was you didn't cross over to them; they crossed over to you.
Exactly.
And
that's how I'm trying to keep it too.
Right.
I do things that I would want to go see, that I would want to watch. Like, those are the only kind of projects I really want to work on, things I would want to watch, things I want to see. Those are the kind of things I produce, and yeah, and they come to watch and see too.
Yeah, right. But again, it's I would imagine it feels so much better maintaining your authenticity by just doing you versus you suddenly trying, because for years, especially people of color, Black people, we were told, well, you know what, you got to do this. Maybe not be so you. right? And you're like, well, nah, this is who I am. Accept me for who I am.
Somebody's at my door. Wait.
Yeah.
I feel like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, that's fine.
Let's see who's at my door.
Who's at the door? Look, everybody watching is excited right now. Like,
Jada! No, it's Iko.
Iko, what's up? What up?
Dean Edwards.
What's up, girl?
It would have been funny if it was Jada.
Jada! Some people were thinking Common was gonna be like, "Yo, Tiff, what's up? How you doing?"
Yeah, nope. He's not coming to the hood. I know Gerard won't even come hang out with me.
No, oh, for real, that's funny.
Oh, hilarious! Gerard Carmichael won't come south of the 10 freeway.
Oh, she just said that.
He wasn't talking about Gerard though. He was talking about Common.
Right. The herbal dude.
Yes, the herbal dude, the rapper.
The macrame pants rapper dude.
Yes.
All right, so you hit Girls Trip. I was curious. First, how much time do you got to get off in 9? We have 9 minutes left before it cuts us off.
I'm here for the whole 9 minutes.
Okay, all right, cool. How did COVID affect you negatively, or this quarantine, I should say? Did you have things?
I would say that it's been pretty positive for me.
Okay.
Personally.
In what way?
I mean, I've lost some friends, and that's heavy.
Right. I'm sorry.
So that part's not good. But as far as like, as far as I'm like, what you talking to the dogs? But I'm on the thing. So as far as like, being able to rest, I've been gardening every day. I've been writing. I've been practicing doing the splits. I've been running. I've lost like 15 pounds during this whole thing.
Okay.
So
that's impressive.
Preparing for these next projects. I'm about to play a black superhero in a movie.
Are you really?
The touches. Yeah, we finished everything up on that. So I'm gonna be doing that on Netflix. It's called Mystery Girl. I've been dating. So
all right,
it's good because I have been too busy to date. So this is good. So I've been she ready. It's nice.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. I know I saw a trailer for, was it Road Trip with Rail and
Bad Trip. It's called
Bad Trip. Yeah. Obviously the release got pushed back.
Yes.
On that.
Yeah. At first it was gonna come out in theaters, then it was supposed to come out on Amazon, then it was leaked out, then they had snatched it back, and now it's gonna be on Netflix.
Okay. All right. So we can get you. You have any idea when? Since the people are watching, do you know approximately when that's gonna drop?
I'm assuming next month in July. And
okay.
I got a SpongeBob SquarePants movie getting ready to come out.
I'm ready.
Yes.
He ready. That's dope. SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Big up SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. I smoked a lot of weed and watched SpongeBob. A lot of days.
Yeah, no, SpongeBob gets much play in the Edwards household. I want to talk also about you being a producer. Because I don't think people, and this is actually the conversation that made me say I want to share this with the world, because not only a successful comic with your own Black Mitzvah, but you produced the They Ready comedy series on Netflix.
Yeah.
And shout out to Paige Hurwitz and Wanda Sykes and Push It Productions, because I remember Paige told me that Netflix offered you a deal and you decided, you know what, instead of all this money going to me, I want to take some of this money and give it to friends of mine, Shantae Wayans, Ida Rodriguez, Flame,
Sexy Marvel, Tracy Ashley,
April Macy, yeah. And you don't hear those stories enough, right? In Hollywood, you don't hear about, like I said earlier, you've been one that constantly reaches back or holds the door open, like, all right, y'all, come on, I'm holding the door open. And you did that. And I think that's not only commendable, but it's just is dope. And it speaks to your own self-confidence and faith in yourself, because a lot of people would be intimidated by other people that do what they do and not want to share that opportunity. What drove you to make that decision? Because it was a lot of money that you turned down for yourself.
It was a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Right.
A lot of money.
Right.
A lot of money. But I've always been a firm believer in, like, do as you say. You know, like, if you say you're gonna do something, do it. Come through with your word. And I used to and I still tell my friends, you know, if I get the opportunity to put you on, I'm gonna put you on. Like, you know, they would say it to me, and I'd be like, cool. And then I would see my friends grow, and then they act like they don't know you no more.
Right.
And I kind of disdain that and dislike it very much. And I think that's that Hollywood bullshit. And I'm from LA, and I get Hollywood is just a few miles away, but I'm not with that bullshit. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And if I can't do it, I can't do it. But I had the opportunity to like give 6 comedians who headline clubs, who've been doing comedy for more than 10 years, like, and they've never been given a shot. So I want to give them a shot. And it turned out really well. And now I'm getting to season 2, and I want to take it on a whole nother level. And these are all my friends, all the people that are my favorites, because I'm a firm believer in, you know, putting my friends on. Because I see the other people do it. It's called, what some people might call it nepotism. Now that's what family. Whatever it's called, I'm doing what
it's family.
I'm doing what I'm seeing them white folks do. How about that?
Okay.
I like working with my friends. I'm gonna keep putting my friends on. So here come a whole nother wave of my friends.
Right.
And these movies I got coming, this Netflix movie I got, I'm gonna put friends in that. Like in my TV shows that I'm producing, I'm putting my friends on in that. Like I'm literally, when I got my foot in that door, I didn't just like hold it open. I fucking took the motherfucking hinges out and knocked the door down. Now we are just walking through. Boom. That's how I feel about it.
Dopeness. Well,
I don't have time to be a gatekeeper. I'm gonna just open the motherfucking gate and make sure it don't close no more. How about that?
Say that.
I
like it
when we just keep coming through. Right.
Yo, Tiff, listen, I got 3 minutes left. Shoot, because I'm such a fan too. You know, I'm a fan of all this, right?
But
like you can see my excitement.
No.
So I enjoy having these conversations, man. And we have for those, if y'all are watching next week, I ain't gonna say who we have next week, but he's a real funny dude. I want to make sure he confirms with me. He said he's pretty much confirmed, but he got to check his calendar. But we have somebody real funny. He has initials in his first name. And he's real smooth. He's real smooth. But
I just want to make sure I tell everybody to check out The Last OG on Netflix. I mean, it's on Netflix running and on TBS. So make sure y'all check out the newest season of The Last OG on TBS. Yeah.
He actually was in this season too. So
that was
you see what that did there? That was and it was actually dope season. I made it through most of the season. Shout out to also congratulations, because Mark said I think y'all got picked up for season 4. He just so congratulations on that.
Good for the show. Yeah.
And I still have I got 3 episodes to watch before I finish the season. So I'll take this last 90 seconds to say thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight for the Futhamuckin Protocol. Much love. We love you in this household.
Well, I love you. Tell your wife I said, hey girl, hi.
Yeah. She's watching right now. She said, hey, right back. With an accent. She said, hey. And yo, keep winning, keep shining. I never noticed the unicorn that's where it came from. It was a wart.
Like this is a mole right here, but it's still like it's a little scar right in there. It's right there.
I never knew that. Well, keep shining and being the black unicorn that you are, girl. And we will keep supporting and holding you down. And the thing we were talking about, I look forward to that materializing later on. But big things are going on.
Yeah, big things going on. You're gonna hear lots.
Every time,
yes. Not that good. I gotta practice.
That's all right. That's okay. They're worse Jamaican accents the worst Jamaican accents on TV. So you're fine. Yo, all love. I love you.
All
and
right,
I'll talk to you soon. And the rest of y'all, I'm going to just sign off in the last 9 seconds. Your man, Dean Edwards.
The worst Jamaican accent was Denzel Washington in that movie.